Hi, today we're going to learn how to put in a new lead into Restoration Manager. As you can see, I've already brought myself into Restoration Manager, and I'm going to come up to my toolbar and I'm going to choose Jobs. And please keep in mind that the terminology that you're seeing in this training video may vary from your own database. I'm going to come down to Add New Lead, tap on it once, and it's going to bring me into a blank lead sheet or screen. And here I'm going to put all my information in on that job. This job that I'm putting in today is going to happen to be a private insurance. It's a single family home. It's a water damage. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the first name of my primary contact. Who at the site am I going to be contacting? So here I'm just going to go ahead and put in their name. And here, am I going to be billing this contact, or am I not going to be billing this contact? Maybe someone else, maybe the insurance company. At this time, I'm not for sure, so I'm going to leave it as billing the job contact until I have a confirmation. I'm going to come down and I'm going to put in the title of my primary contact, and it happens to be the owner. I'm going to put in the address. If there was a building or a unit involved, I would put those names or numbers in there. The city in which this loss is in, the state, and the zip code. Then I'm going to go ahead and put in the year of the house built. You may or may not know this, but this is good information, especially if you're dealing with possibly asbestos or even lead paint. I'm going to put in the telephone number, and here's going to be my home number, or the primary number that I'm going to be calling. Just happens to be that the way that my company has set it up. This is going to be the home number, and if I have to put in more than one number, I can always do that simply by check marking more phone numbers. Keep in mind that throughout Restoration Manager, phone number 1 and phone number 2 do get printed out on selected paperwork. Phone number 3, 4, and 5 are only printed out if your administrator has created a document that is requesting that field to be filled in. The type of job, this is directly related to the accounting. Email address of my primary, of course I want to go ahead and put that in here. If I want to, I can go ahead and add more phone numbers. I'm going to go ahead and add in Jackie's cell phone number, as she has told me that it is private. She doesn't want it handed out to anyone. And I'm going to mark that as a cell phone number. Now that I have my primary information in here, I'm going to go ahead and come down, and I'm going to go ahead and put in a general note about this job. This is not something private, confidential, or financial. It's just something that she wants our crew or everyone to know. I'm going to go ahead and put in my name, date, and timestamp in here as well. The date received, or the date of loss and the date received, automatically fill in. They default to the time that I actually clicked on Add New Lead. Therefore, that's going to be filled in. Of course, you have the capability of editing this. The date of loss on this actually was not today. It was actually on Saturday, and it happened early in the morning. We're having to receive it at this time. I'm also going to go ahead and put in my date of contact here, as we do need to have some cleanup here, so this is an emergency service job. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the date and again the time in which I'm talking with her. And you can either use the clock or you can manually put these in as well. Date of site visit, I'm going to leave this blank, as this is typically the estimator's role, as going out to the site estimating, and they would also typically put their name in here as well. Type of loss, again this is a water loss that we're talking about, and I want to put in some details about this loss so that whenever anyone looks at the loss, they're going to be able to say, oh, this is what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and put in here that it was a water damage. Now that I have that in there, I now want to go ahead and create my first work order. Of course, you can skip this portion if you're not using work orders. I just want to go ahead and get this going so that I have it in there. And I'm just going to typically come up here, and I like to do a copy and paste. You can do however you'd like to do this. And here I can also put in some more information for them. The area, I'm going to go ahead and put the area in. It's a basement. The category, as we said, it's a water damage. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here. It's water extraction with remediation. Now that I have the area and I know what we're dealing with, I want to know how the water got there. So my subcategory is going to tell us how that water happened to get there. And it was the water heater that let go. So now that I have my primary contact and I also have my general note about the job letting them know that they only want us to enter through the garage, I've also got my dates in there, and I've also got my loss in there and telling a little bit about it, as well as creating that work order, getting it going. I want to now focus on who else is involved in this water damage, or who else is involved in this job. So I'm going to come down to my sources, and here at my sources I want to bring in the insurance company here, as to they are responsible at this time possibly for the bill. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in as the company that I may be putting an invoice out to. I also want to put in who actually called me, who did I talk to and told me about this job. It happened to be the homeowner. The homeowner actually was the one that gave me a call and said, hey, I just got water damage from my water heater and my adjuster's telling me to give you a call. So here I want to also put in here who referred by. And as you can see, I'm putting in the title or position of that party, not the actual person's name or company name. And here is the adjuster. So now that I have my reported by, my referred by in, I want to go ahead and put in my referral source. So we know that the adjuster has given out our name. Now we want to put that referral source in. So here I'm just going to start typing in my referral source's name. And here we have Winston. If I happen to have the agent's information, I could put that in here. And Winston is also going to be the adjuster assigned to this job. So he's going to be an additional contact that I want to add here, along with him still being the referral source. He can also be an additional contact here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up his name once again, and here he is once again. You also have the opportunity, depending on how your database has been set up, to pull in other information, such as possibly an attorney, a preferred program, a property manager, and so forth. Again, these pull downs are directly related to your company contacts or your project contacts in your system. If you're putting in a name or pulling in a company, please see your administrator or your sales rep to see if those names are in the system, and if not, to please get them in there. Here we have a claim number, a deductible, if there's a policy number, policy limits, lockbox code, door gate code, or other. Again, keep in mind that the terminology that you're seeing in this training video may vary from your own database. And here we have our project manager and our estimator, and as you can see, we have it as unassigned at this time. Call taker, I'm going to go ahead and pull my name in here as the call taker. Do I have a company billing contact? And that's Winston. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Winston's name in here once again, simply by again pulling in the name and tapping on it. And the company contact, once again. I'm going to go ahead and pull in Winston's name once again. If I want to attach any document, merge files to this job now, I can do so. It may or may not be that you have these set up. If you do want to have them set up, please see your administrator. Now that I think that I have everything in that I need to have in to create this new lead, I just want to double check it. And then I'm just going to come all the way down to the bottom of that screen and I'm going to tap on Save. And once I hit Save, my screen's going to refresh and it's going to give me a little pop-up letting me know that I have created a new lead. And there we go. And then it's going to bring me directly into that job detail of that new lead. And here we have created a new lead in Restoration Manager.